Hi everybody, my name is Mordecai. I am 21, I live in Arkansas. I am a college senior. I'm going to school for environmental geology and creative writing. I know they don't sound like they go together, but they do to me, so why not? I am a father of 5 animals. I have 2 cats, 2 snakes, and a service dog. I am aromantic asexual, and I am female to male transgender. And fun fact, before I get into my coming out story, I am now 10 months on testosterone, so yay! 2 more months until my first year, so it's awesome. I'm going to start with my gender, because that's just a wild ride, start to finish, well, to where I am now, and then I'll go into my sexuality, so. Anyway, we're going to backtrace to 8-year-old Morty. I was with my biological dad at this time, and I told him, hey, I'm a boy, and he dismissed it. He was like, some people are telling you to say this, you're not a boy, yada yada, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, I kept that to myself all these years, and fast forward to me being 17 in junior year of high school. Fuck. Hi everybody, my name's Mordecai. I am 21, I'm from Arkansas, and don't feel bad if you don't know where that is, whether you live in the United States or you're international. I don't blame you. I am a college senior. I'm going to school for environmental geology and creative writing. I know it doesn't sound like they go together, but they do for me, so why not? I'm a father of 5 animals. I have 2 cats, 2 snakes, and a service dog. I am aromantic asexual, and I am female to male transgender. And October 6th, so a few days ago, was my 10 months on testosterone. So 2 more months until my first year. It's exciting. I'm going to start with my gender, since it's just a wild ride from start to now, and then I'm going to go back to my sexuality. So, 8-year-old Morty. I was visiting my biological dad at this time, and I just flat out told him, you know, not thinking like there was going to be any repercussions or anything, that I'm a boy, just simple as that. And he told me, no, people are telling you to say that, you're not a boy, all this dumb stuff, and I just kept it to myself. So, fast forward, 17, junior year of high school, and I hear my friend, she says that she wants to go by a different name than what she was born with, and I figure, oh, you know, this sounds like something I could try out. So I tried the name Topeka, like the capital of Kansas, except it was spelled with a Q, because it was misspelled on the Starbucks cup, and I just went by it for about 6 months. It didn't really stick. I don't know why. Insert sarcasm. And so I was identifying as gender fluid at this time, and I was going on a trip to Missouri for 2 months, and I knew my mom was gonna have a big chance of seeing what was in my suitcase because we were really close at this time, and so I just flat out told her, hey, there are boxers in here. A friend of mine, another friend, not the same one, he had helped me in finding masculine clothing. We started with boxers. I just felt like that was the obvious choice, you know, go from bottom top. Anyway, I told her, you know, I'm gender fluid. I identify more masculine sometimes, more feminine sometimes. And she seemed to take it all right. So, I identify as gender fluid for now. And we'll fast forward to a few months later, my freshman year of college. I joined the LGBT group on campus. And I'm like sitting here listening to the intro stories about how people are trans and non-binary, and it resonates with me. And so it took me a few months, and I realized, you know, I'm not gender fluid, I am trans. And I decided to go by the name Mordecai, only because, like, I love the show Regular Show, and I loved the title character named Mordecai, and I'm like, you know, that's not too far from my birth name. They start with the same letter. And they actually ended up meaning the same thing, which is really weird. Like, I didn't intend that. Mordecai's just more simple and only masculine, so. Anyway, I used it at this the sandwich place that we have on campus for the first time. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna react to it, and they called out Mordecai, and I'm just like, yeah, that's me. It felt so good. Like, I felt like that was me. Like, I'd gone by this name forever. So, got my food, went on my way, and yeah. And so, I'm also at this time in an LGBT group therapy. Sorry, and I'm wanting to come out to my mom, not knowing how to because I don't want to like damage our relationship. So this goes on for months, and I know like in October, like I went home for fall break, and I finally decided to tell her, hey, I'm trans. Like I didn't like drop it on her like that. Like I kind of like went in slowly. Like I was playing with my cat on our porch and she was smoking, and I'm just like, hey, you know, I identify only as a male. I'm trans. And she sighed and went back inside after, you know, putting out her cigarette. I'm just like, oh shit. Anyway, I didn't really think anything of it except like, this is awkward, you know. Anyway, so I'm back on campus. It is January, and it's just randomly she's like, hey, do you want to go get dinner? I'm like, okay, cool. I haven't seen you in a while, and you know, stuff on campus is kind of getting boring, so why not? And so she picks me up and she takes me to get pizza, and you know, I'm not thinking anything of this. She takes me back to her salon. I'm just like, you know, she probably has a few more haircuts to finish, and we'll like be there for a minute and she'll take me back. That was not the case. She was done for the day, and we were waiting on my Aunt Melissa, apparently, while I was eating, and we had a mediation between me and my mom, and she was the mediator, my Aunt Melissa, and my mom informed me that she had ran into my psychology professor, and, like, because she went to the same university as I do, and she ran into him at a gas station, and she was like, hey, you have my daughter, she has a white cane, yeah. I don't think I mentioned. I'm visually impaired. That's why I have a service dog. Anyway, she described me, and the professor's like, oh, you mean Mordecai? And, like, how she explained it was, like, she didn't know what to say, and she was, like, embarrassed that I had told, like, one of her mentors and professors that I'm trans, and to call me a different name than what I was born with. So, yeah, it just guilt tripped me. It's cool. Sorry, there was a fly. Anyway, not important to the story. So we had a few conversations like these, and like I never really defended myself to her, and I would let her dead name me and use the wrong pronouns until like a year later. Yeah, I know. I was in Pennsylvania with my former friend, who's no longer associated with my life because of a lot of different things. He and we went up to Pennsylvania to see his birth mom. For Christmas, Hanukkah. I'm Jewish. Anyway, we went up there, and like we actually ended up staying longer because his car ended up getting totaled, and we had to wait for it to get fixed and stuff, so we could leave. Anyway, so we were in this situation, and like my mom was calling me. She was like, you know, what's going on? Why aren't you home? All this stuff, because like I wasn't really texting her because we didn't have service at this house. So we called her on his mom's phone, and like we were talking, and she called me my dead name in front of his mom, who didn't know my dead name, and I'm like, no, my name is Mordecai, call me that. And since then, I've actually like been able to do that, and like she still calls me my dead name and stuff. It's been 3 years, and like the most annoying moment was like we went to a restaurant together, and she introduced me to this friend who I guess was our waiter, or the person before our waiter, and she was like, this is my daughter blank, and yeah, I'm like, I cringed very physically, and I'm like, no. And so she was like, oh, she likes to go with my Mordecai. but I'm not used to it yet. It's still been 3 years. Like, dude. Anyway. So yeah, that's still an ongoing battle. And yeah, now, sexuality. Let's go back to that. I first identified as pansexual at 15, just because, like, my personality, I don't know if it seems like it, but, like, I really just don't give a shit. Like, I'm chill with everybody. Like, no matter your gender, your sexuality, you know, it's whatever. So I figure, you know, it's an all-encompassing term that seems the most appropriate for me. And I had my first serious girlfriend at this time. It was long distance, but still, we were dating. And she told me one day, hey, what would you think about me identifying as agender? And, like, I didn't know what this was at the time. I was still accepting of them. And that went on for a bit. And then that's the time where I started realizing, hey, actually, I'm asexual. So I thought it was panromantic. But I asked them, hey, would you be okay? Like, would our relationship be okay if I were to be asexual? Just because, like, I didn't know how to ask it. I'm awkward. And, you know, they were like, you know, that's cool. I still love you and stuff. And, like, we broke up for different reasons, not because of our gender and sexuality stuff. But yeah. And after that, like, years later, I've had a few different relationships. And, like, they never seemed more than just, like, friendships, even though, like, we were dating. Like, it wasn't a long-term relationship, but, like, it was, like, you know, you're my boyfriend and stuff. And it never really felt anything romantic to me, and, like, I can write romantic stuff all day, every day, because I write fan fiction in my spare time whenever I have it. But I don't feel it, so that's why I stumbled upon the fact that I'm a romantic asexual, and I started identifying that way at about 19. So, yeah. 21. I'm almost 22 next month, so there you have it. The story of Mordecai. Hopefully it makes sense. I know I kind of rambled. I didn't really know how to transition into this talk. Yeah. Hopefully things get better. Anyway. I hope to see all you lovely people soon. And have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you are.